Hi there. Today we're going to talk about building an Android oscilloscope probe. This will be able to measure audio range signals in the audio range, so nothing in megahertz or stuff like that, because that's too fast. Anyway, you probably if you probably don't know, that audio signals are actually voltages. They're just voltages that change up and down will fast make sound come out of a speaker. And there is ways people make programs that will be able to take those sounds and show the voltages, or not voltages. Usually the thing can't know what voltages are. It has to know what decibels. It's measured in decibels. Anyway, there's another trick that you have to do that some phones will not let you be able to use it with unless you do this. Some phones will be smart and not want you to use it with it because it detects there's no speaker on there. You can put a speaker on there, but then I decided not to do that because it'd be heavier and stuff like that. I decided to do is put some resistors in, a couple resistors on the speaker pins. And that pretty fixed the problem, because my phone was not letting me record, not letting me use the oscilloscope probe because it was because of that problem. Now, when you put it in a load like that, it's alright to use any kind of resistor as long as it's hooked up to something to do the headphones. Because I looked up on Google about headphone wattages, and they're like 1 milliwatt wattages. And like I said, like usually a resistor you probably to put in series of it, it's like quarter watt, which is 250 milliwatts. So yeah, it'll definitely be able to handle that much wattage. Anyway, circuit's very simple and easy. The thing is, there's going to be some cons to you doing it this way. One of them is that there's the resistance. The series resistance, it will divide it out more. It will divide out more than what it needs to be. If it's at a certain voltage, it will look like it's a lower voltage. Because of the series resistance made it divide out even more. Also, you got parallel resistance with your phone's impedance of the sound of the microphone. Plus, also you got microphone voltages coming out of it and stuff like that. Usually, that doesn't make a big deal as microphone voltages. It's not a big deal. It hasn't been a problem with me. But anyway, there is a free program. In fact, it comes with ads on it. But if you want to get rid of ads, just pay 99 cents to the person who made the program. 99 cents for it on Google Play, and you're getting ad-free program to measure your stuff with. It even tells you the frequency, which is nice, in decibels too. It has some kind of frequency response thing. I believe that's what it's called. I don't know what it's called. I think it's a spectrum analyzer. Not for sure. It looks like it. It has two displays on it. It has one for measuring your signal voltage and stuff like that, which is not in voltages, it's in decibels. Then it goes by time on the on the x-axis time, and then on the y-axis decibels. And I believe for every phone it's going to be different decibel ratings on it. It just depends on what the chip on it probably weights it as. Enough about that. Let's take a look at the probe itself. Okay, here it is. This is my phone right here. I'm probably get a new one sometime soon. Anyway, hooked to it is a cord that I got from All Electronics. I modified the cord so it can be used as a scope probe for it. What it was is basically an iPod and or a camcorder audio video cord that had composite video, which is yellow, white, and red, like one of these connectors right here. This is actually one of them that came off of it, and it works well because it has a white connector on it. This is the reason why I wanted to get it. I didn't want to get the connector that they have. They have a connector you can get if you want to get that. It's cheaper, but then you have to solder wires to it, and then sometimes getting those wires in there, and then to get in tightly in between that space there, sometimes they can short out or something like that if the touch. Yeah, I never had good luck finding those connectors. So we got a cord that come with the connector on it that converted it to like 3 RCA connectors, yellow, white, and red, which is like yellow's video, white is left audio, red is white audio. The thing is, on this cord here, the white connector was one that had the signal going into it, where the microphone input would have been. I'll have to make sure to send out the data. If you probably could Google it, you can probably Google Android headset pinout. You'll be able to figure it out. It's pin 2 would be. We'll go over the pins that I'll show you how it works. First, I got another thing right here. I have this here 1K resistor, and I have a resistance series with it. I decided to solder wires and attach the resistor to it, so I can divide the signal out. So how I want to divide it by. Since the bottom one is a 1K, that means like every kilo ohm in series with that signal will make the division. Now, that could be a problem with some stuff, because some stuff could have lots of kilo ohms in series, you know, and that there will mess up your signal. Anyway, right here I got it hooked up to a 24-volt AC power transformer. This transformer I got at a flea market. I had a bunch of power transformers, and it works pretty well. It's a 1 amp one, or 1000 milliamp one. It's white, and it works pretty well. Let's see what we got for on our screen here. Hang on, you gotta get also exit out of that program. There it is. As you can see, it's kind of weakened a lot. That's because the resistor I chose was like a 39 kilo ohm resistor, and it crashed. Sometimes it'll do that, but you can get back into it and continue on. Down here we got is our frequency thing. As you can see, it says 60 hertz, which it should be for house current, house signals for AC voltage in the United States. So that's correct. And that do kind of looks like a sine wave too. It looks like a tiny sine wave. But why is that tiny? It's because the resistor I chose to divide the signal by. It could also be the parallel resistance with the phone's impedance of the microphone input. Because I bet there's, not for sure, how much resistance it would have. I know for a sound card on a regular computer it's like 10 kilo ohms, which that's not very much. And basically, that does it to it. Now, on it, I'm going to show you now. Okay, here it is. Here's the circuit diagram. But this here is a connector over here. This is the 4-pole 2.5 millimeter jack connector. The first, like I said, the first one is the signal, so it goes to this voltage divider, RM. To figure out RM, you must know what your maximum voltage you expect to be measured for a minute is. And that equals 1,000 times voltage max. Since our bottom resistor that goes across, goes in parallel with it, is a 1K, it must be 1K times the voltage. That there will give you the right resistor. And it doesn't have to be that high. It doesn't have to be that low. It could be a little bit higher than that. Like I said, I was able to measure my 24 volt AC transformer with just a 39 kilo ohms in series, with RM equaling 39 kilo ohms, which should have been 24 kilo ohms or so. Anyway, the other two down here, these are just the sound for the speaker. You can put a speaker here instead of resistors if you like. Well, I chose for resistors there so that, because while I'm using it, I'm not going to be using the speaker at all. So I decided to put some resistors in there to act as a load resistor. That'll confuse the phone thinking that there's a speaker on the headset. Since this phone here, like I said before, doesn't allow the microphone on the headset to be used unless there's some speakers on there. And that's basically about it with this thing. Another thing is you don't have to worry about sense. Another thing, the good thing about it is that it's not plugged into the wall. It doesn't have no 3-prong outlet thing, so you don't have to worry about earth reference inputs being a problem. It's just battery powered. And if it was hooked to the charger usually, unless it's hooked to a computer, hook it up to the regular charger on the wall. Usually it's 2-prong adapter, so it won't use the third middle one, so it wouldn't have an earth reference. Earth reference is where you have to be careful where you put your ground lead on. Put the ground lead on, once something wrong, you could probably break something. Something bad could happen. Unless you have isolation transformer, but you don't need it for this thing because it's isolated already, because it's not earth reference. Anyway, you can build it. I recommend you to build this thing. It's pretty cool how you can use it as a oscilloscope. And I like the 1K in series, the 1K in parallel with it, so it makes the math easy to figure out what resistor you need if you're going to measure this higher voltage. Because it's only like if you use 1K, that means it's going to be 1,000 volt. 1,000 per volt. Now if you're going to measure 2 volts, you could put 1K back on there. And I think that will divide 2 volts in half. Yeah, then it'll make it 1 volt, since if you have 2 resistors the same value in a voltage divider, it divides voltage in half. So usually if it's 2K, anyway, this will pretty well anyway. Well, that's it for now. So I hope you enjoyed this video about Android oscilloscope program. I'll make sure to include a link in the description box where you can buy cords from All Electronics. I love doing business with All Electronics. They've been fast shipping. The fact that I had an issue yesterday with them, because last time I got an order, I ordered this pot and it had the wrong size. On the web page it said it was flattened, and it was round when I got it. And I got a knob with it, and it was flattened, because I thought it would be flattened since that's what it said on the web page. But they're nice enough that they're going to send me another resistor, and I don't have to send that one back. So I might save that one just in case if I ever want to build another power supply, and maybe sell that power supply. Then I could do that. I don't want to sell the one I'm making right now, because it's such a good one. I'm not going to do that to it. Anyway, so basically that's how it'll work. And then there's an analog to digital converter chip in your phone that takes your microphone and converts it to a digital signal, ones and zeros, make a number out of it, a digital number, binary. It takes a voltage, like analog is voltage, digital is a number. And that's how this works. But some phones that need to have a resistance on your left and right speakers, otherwise it'll refuse to use as a headset. Because headsets will have a speaker on those pins, and who knows, you might not have to use 2 resistors. You might be able to use only one. Use only one resistor, and I don't know what that is.